Hello, hello, paper loving peeps. Shelly with Jots and Junk here. So glad to see you come back, or just to see you stop by if you've not been here before. Today we're going to do a little bit of a experiment again. I'm into experimenting these days. Have you noticed? My life is always an experiment. Who am I kidding? So, the last video, you guys, hopefully, if you haven't, go back and watch it. I don't know. I came up with these coffee dyed papers. I used some ferns that I had gathered from camp, and this one turned out really beautiful. And I was thinking I would love to make a little journal with this for the cover paper. But I really like using fabric for my journal covers. So I was like, why can't I just not photocopy this onto some fabric? So let's try it. I used this. It allows, I don't know if you can see this. Let me look. Where am I? I use this Scotch spray mount. It is for repositioning, so it is not permanent. And I thought that would be the easiest way to get a piece of fabric. I've not photocopied, I've not photo transferred. Is that the right way to say it? I have not photo transferred an image to fabric through my copier before. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. Why not? So first of all, things were going sideways because I did not have any. I wanted to use just a regular cotton muslin. I do not sew, and I live in the middle of nowhere. So I can't just bop down to my Joann's or wherever to buy fabric. So I had to kind of look. I don't sew, but I am the collector of fabrics. And I say I don't sew, but then coming to this next part, I'm going to tell you where I got this fabric. And it was because I made some curtains for my vintage camper. And I used this fabric to line. It was an experience in itself, let me tell you. I realized you're saying they're only curtains. Why would that be such a big deal? Well, for somebody that doesn't really sew much, curtains can become a challenge that you don't even think exists. For me, it was that challenge. Plus, I chose to do a lined curtain. So I went to the University of YouTube, and some poor soul, I wish I could remember who it was, but it was 7 years ago that I did this. Some poor soul managed to muddle me through it by watching their video 14 million thousand times, and I managed to do it, and they turned out fairly good. But this is the material that I used to line those curtains with. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of a cotton blend. It's very thin, as you can see, but it's super strong, and it doesn't tear very easily, which I like my fabric to have that little torn rough edge. But hey, this is an experiment, right? So we're just going to try it. We're going to use that. And so I sprayed my piece of copy paper with this spray mounting adhesive. I put it on the fabric. So far, so good. Nothing has turned sideways yet. Now I'm going to trim around the edge. I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to trim around the edge. I am going to put it in my copier. I'm going to try and copy this page right here, and I'll be back in a blink for you, and we'll see how it turned out. So for me, I will see you in a few minutes. For you, I'll see you in a blink. Hold, please. I'm back. It worked beautifully. As you can see, this is my copy. I have not peeled it off of the paper yet. I thought I would wait, and we would do that together. But as you can see, the color is kind of pink. It is not coffee color. It is kind of shades of, it is still beautiful, but it's kind of shades of plum. Why does my copier not copy the correct color? Maybe some of you have an answer for me for that. I have an Epson ET 2760 EcoTank printer. I'm nearly positive that somewhere there should be a place that I can adjust my color saturations or something to get it to print the correct color. I may have to go back to YouTube University, but if any of you have an idea for me or know how to do that, please feel free to comment and let me know. So we're going to peel this off and see if it, like, I don't know if it'll be sticky. Oh, well, that came off. No, the sticky stayed on my paper, so that's good. I could probably use that again. The back does not feel sticky. It feels very soft and gorgeous. And yes, I am going to play with this. We will make a journal cover out of it. We'll be doing that in the next video. Now I have to decide which way I want it to go. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that'll be the next project. I always think this is going to take a long time, and you know, some of my videos are very, very short, which is probably a good thing. I could probably reverse that image as well so that I could have, how could I do that? I need it to be this way. So I could probably print it in reverse to have it going the other way so that this, like, I like that image, but I like it at the bottom. But I like smaller journals, so we may just use from here up. That would be very pretty. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Don't be scared to experiment. I knew that this had to be at least stuck well around the edges. I've seen people use washi tape just to do the bottom edge, but I was afraid that my rollers in my copier would like suck it off of the page and wad it up in the middle of my printer, and I didn't want that to happen. So I just thought this temporary mounting adhesive would be the trick, and it turns out for me, for this fabric and what I was doing, it worked very well. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.